Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into Taiwan's Dragon Boat Festival.
Yeah, it's a really significant holiday full of amazing traditions and stories.
Absolutely. We've gathered a bunch of cultural information, and we're also looking at it through a bit of an English language lens.
Right.
Our mission today is really to get to the heart of how this festival is celebrated in Taiwan, understand its unique customs.
And maybe pick up some useful English words related to it all.
Exactly. And, think about those big cultural festivals you might know. What is it that makes them feel so, well, powerful?
That's a great question. And what's so captivating about the Dragon Boat Festival is its origin story, really. It ties back to this very personal historical event.
Okay, when does it happen?
It's celebrated on the fifth day of the fifth lunar month. And the story, it revolves around this figure, Kuai Yuan.
Quite Yuan,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was this highly respected poet and minister way back in ancient China,
Hmm.
very loyal. But he ended up exiled, despairing over corruption in the state, and ultimately just overcome with grief. He jumped into a river.
Wow, okay, that's tense. So how does that connect to a festival?
Well, the local people, when they heard what happened, they were devastated. They rushed out in their boats, trying desperately to find him,
Trying to save him.
or at least find his body. When they couldn't, they started throwing sticky rice dumplings into the river.
Sticky rice dumplings, why?
The idea, the belief was to feed the fish, distract them so they wouldn't disturb his body.
I see. So those two actions, the boats and the rice.
Exactly. Those immediate reactions are basically the ancient roots of the modern dragon boat races and the tradition of eating sticky rice dumplings during the festival today. It's quite a direct line.
That's incredible how history just transforms like that. And it's not just a local thing anymore, right? The spread.
Oh, absolutely. The Dragon Boat Festival has gone global. It's huge in mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, Malaysia, Singapore.
So major parts of Asia.
Right? And significant Chinese communities everywhere. You'll find big celebrations, especially the races, in Canada, the U.S., Australia, even the U.K.
Often as part of summer multicultural events, I suppose.
Precisely. They fold it into broader city celebrations sometimes.
Okay, so let's focus on Taiwan. How do they keep these traditions alive today? It sounds like it's a really big deal there.
It absolutely is. It's a national holiday, very lively. Major cities like Taipei, Kaohsiung, and Tainan are famous for their huge dragon boat races.
Right, I've seen pictures. The boats themselves are amazing. Long, narrow.
And painted like dragons, yeah. They're quite dramatic.
Must be incredible to watch them race.
It really is. And it's not just about speed. It's this amazing display of teamwork. You have rows of paddlers moving perfectly in sync.
To the beat of a drum, right?
Exactly. There's usually a drummer at the front setting the pace. It's more than a race. It really embodies teamwork, determination, cultural pride, too.
And you mentioned the food earlier, the sticky rice dumplings. They're pretty central.
Oh, completely central. You can't really have the Dragon Boat Festival without sticky rice dumplings. Families often make them together.
Ah, like a shared activity.
Yes. They're made of glutinous rice with different fillings, all wrapped up neatly in bamboo leaves. Eating them is just a must-do part of the holiday.
Okay, so races, dumplings. Any other common traditions in Taiwan?
Yeah, quite a few actually. People hang bundles of herbs, like wormwood, over their doors.
For protection.
That's the idea, yeah. To ward off bad luck or illness. Kids often wear little herbal pouches or sachets, too.
Oh, like fragrant necklaces.
Kinda, yeah. And then there's the egg balancing tradition at noon.
Egg balancing.
And some people still drink a tiny bit of real gar wine, again for protection.
Right, okay, let's unpack the egg thing first.
Yeah.
Balancing an egg upright at noon. What's the belief there?
So the popular belief, the superstition perhaps, is that only at noon on the Dragon Boat Festival day can you stand an egg on its end. The idea is that there are special gravitational forces at that exact moment. Makes it possible.
Huh. So people actually try this.
Oh, yeah. Families, kids especially, get really into it. It's become this fun challenge. Symbolically, it's meant to represent balance, good luck for the year, maybe even a bit of cosmic harmony.
Sounds like fun, but scientifically speaking.
Well, scientifically, you can stand an egg on its end any day of the year if you have a steady hand, and the egg has tiny imperfections on the bottom or the surface isn't perfectly smooth.
Ah, okay. So it's not really about gravity.
Probably not in the way the tradition suggests, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The excitement, the shared experience, the fact that everyone does it on this day, that's what makes it such a beloved tradition. It's the cultural meaning.
Right, the collective belief and participation. I get that. Now, what about this noon water you mentioned? Collecting water at noon.
Yeah, another really interesting one. At exactly 12 p.m. on the festival day, people collect water from wells or taps. It's called noon water wuxi shui.
And this water is special.
The belief is that it's packed with yang energy, you know, positive vital energy, and has strong purifying powers because it's collected at that peak moment.
Interesting. So what do they do with it?
Various things. Some wash their faces with it for health. Some use it to clean parts of their house for good luck and protection.
Like a symbolic cleansing.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Or even brew tea with it. It really shows that connection in Taiwanese culture between, well, nature, timing, and traditional beliefs about well-being.
Fascinating how these everyday things take on deeper meaning. Okay, let's circle back to those sticky rice dumplings. You said families make them, but are they all the same?
Oh, definitely not. Like so many great foods, there are regional variations across Taiwan. Different styles, different fillings.
Okay, give us the rundown. What are the main types?
Well, you've got your northern style first.
Northern style. What's that like?
With the northern style, the key thing is that the glutinous rice is usually stir-fried with seasonings before it's wrapped in the bamboo leaves.
Pre-cooked rice.
Right, so that gives the finished dumpling a firmer texture, maybe a bit chewier, and the flavors often richer, more savory. Fillings often include things like pork belly, shiitake mushrooms, salted egg yolk, maybe some peanuts.
Sounds pretty hearty. Okay, so how does the southern style differ?
Southern style takes a different route. They typically use raw, soaked, glutinous rice.
Raw rice. So how is it cooked?
It's boiled, usually, instead of steamed like the northern ones often are. This boiling process makes the southern-style dumplings much softer, more moist, almost gooey sometimes.
Oh, interesting texture difference. What about the fillings?
Fillings can be quite similar. You'll still find pork, mushrooms, egg yolk, but because the rice is cooked differently, the overall mouthfeel and how the flavors meld is quite distinct.
Okay, north and south. Is that it?
There's also a notable Hakka style. This reflects the traditions of the Hakka people in Taiwan.
Right. And what makes Hakka style unique?
They often have some different fillings, maybe dried radish, different cuts of pork, sometimes mung beans, or even sweet taro paste. The flavor profile can be a bit more rustic or earthy.
And the texture.
They tend to be wrapped very tightly, which can give them a slightly chewier texture compared to the southern style, but maybe not as firm as the northern.
Wow. So it's not just one sticky rice dumpling. Each one tells a bit of a story.
Exactly. Passed down through generations in different communities. Which actually leads us nicely into something else we want to do.
Ah, yes, the vocabulary. Since we're talking about all these specific things, it's a great chance to highlight some key English words.
Perfect. Let's start with the star of the show, visually anyway, the dragon boat.
Right? Those amazing boats.
So a dragon boat is a long, narrow racing boat shaped like a dragon used in competitions, for example.
Mm.
Every year, teams race their dragon boats across the river during the festival.
Makes sense. And you use the next word there.
Yeah.
Race.
Yep. A race is simply a competition of speed. Could be people, cars, or in this case, boats. As in, the dragon boat race attracts thousands of people to watch and cheer.
And how do they make the boats go?
With a paddle. That's the tool. Looks a bit like a short oar, used to row or steer, for example. Each team member must paddle in sync to move the boat quickly.
Got it. And the whole event is a fight.
A festival. A festival is a special day or period of celebration, often with traditions and public events. Like, the Dragon Boat Festival is one of the most exciting traditional festivals in Taiwan.
Okay. And the essential food we keep mentioning.
The sticky rice dumpling. That's the traditional food made of glutinous rice with fillings wrapped in bamboo leaves. For example, my grandmother makes the best sticky rice dumplings filled with cork and peanuts.
Yum. Okay, what about those little bags of herbs?
Right, those are an herbal pouch, or you could also say sachet. It's a small fabric bag filled with herbs, often worn for protection or just for fragrance, like pick. Children wear herbal pouches around their necks to keep away bad luck.
And we talked about the egg balancing. Some might call that belief,
A superstition.
Yeah.
A superstition is a belief that's based on tradition or maybe fear of the unknown, not really on scientific reason. For example, some people believe it's superstition to stand an egg on its end at noon, but they still try it for fun.
And what do people hope to get from balancing the egg or wearing the pouch?
They're hoping for good luck. Good luck just means positive fortune or success. As in, if your egg stands upright at noon, it means you'll have good luck all year.
If only it were that easy. And the action itself?
To stand an egg, That phrase refers to the tradition of balancing an egg upright, especially at noon on the festival day. For example, we all tried to stand an egg at 12 p.m. to test our luck.
Okay, last one. The big concept covering all these practices passed down over time.
That would be tradition. A tradition is a long-established custom or practice passed down through generations. Like making sticky rice dumplings together is a family tradition during the Dragon Boat Festival.
Excellent. This has been, well, a really great deep dive. We've covered the origins with Yuan, the excitement of the races, those delicious sticky rice dumplings and all their variations, and some really unique customs like the egg balancing and noon water.
Hmm.
It really paints a picture of a festival that's alive with history, community, and belief, not just in Taiwan, but, where it's celebrated worldwide.
Definitely.
And hopefully, listening to this, you've picked up some useful English vocabulary to talk about festivals and traditions yourself.
It is fascinating, isn't it? How traditions like the Dragon Boat Festival act as this thread connecting the past to the present. They carry so much meaning about culture, values, history.
Yeah.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe consider a tradition from your own life or family. Where did it come from? What does it really signify beyond just the action itself? What story is it telling?